Good evening, everyone. I am going to be talking about more Shadows of Brimstone today. So I've gotten 2 games in, and I'm going to review it. I want to get like 3 or 4 games in, and I want to figure out how to do the video for it. So today, though, I did want to kind of go over like the heroes that are in the game and kind of give you like an overview of like the mechanics of the character. So we'll start with the Saloon Girl. So the cool thing about these is if you flip the card, then you have the male version, and the game only comes with one, but you can buy an alternate pack. So this is the Saloon Girl. So she's kind of a roguish character. So what you can see here, so right here is combat. So this is if you do melee, she gets 2 combat dice. And her melee here is +4. So if she rolls it to hit, she has to roll a 4 or better. Max grit. So grit lets you pretty much re-roll a failure. Now up here, so your agility, cunning, spirit, strength, lore, luck. So these are how many dice you get a roll on a test. So if she had to do an agility check, she'd get 4 dice to pass it. Her initiative's 5, so pretty much how it goes is the higher your initiative is, you get to go first. So pretty much she's going to go really early. She has 8 health, defense +3. So this means if she gets hit, she has to roll a 3 or better to not take a melee hit. Well, to take a hit, sorry. A physical hit. Her sanity's 14. And then to not take a sanity hit, she needs to roll a 4 or better. Then her powers are comforting presence at the end of each turn. You may heal 1 wound or 1 sanity damage from each other adjacent hero. So this is really nice. And what also is helpful is you get 5 experience points for healing a different hero. So it helps her rack up some experience. So lightweight may only use guns that have the keyword light. Fast plus. So she gets +1 move when she rolls. Her starting item is the holdout pistol. Now, I have been using her, so I wanted to kind of show you how it works. So the way it works is you get your starting item, and then you get to pull a personal item, and then you get to take like an ability for her. So this is her holdout pistol that she starts with. So it's pretty much like a little, once per fight, she gets a free turn, and she can fire this gun. Its range is 3, so it can shoot 3 spaces. It gets 1 roll. It crits on a 5 or 6. So if you do get a critical hit, your damage roll ignores the enemy's defense. This is a really nice little bonus to have, especially if she gets in a hairy situation. And then the ability I took acrobatic dodge. You may move through other models and automatically pass escape tests. And once per turn, you may reroll 1 failed defense roll. Now, I don't know what the optimal pick is. This has been really nice, especially like the first mission, she got beat up really bad, and it helped her kind of get out of a bad situation. The escape test is really helpful, and the failed defense roll reroll is really nice. And then her the personal item she pulled, you pulled these randomly. It's kind of like about their character. So she pulled an ace of spades. It's +1 luck, so she gets an extra dice on luck rolls, and then you may roll an extra die on scavenge rolls. So this is kind of cool. This is kind of, if you're doing like a campaign, it's like it's some character flavor for them. So you could come up with a story for why she has an ace of spades with a bullet hole through it. Okay, so up next, this is the other one I've been using through the first 2 playthroughs. So this is the U.S. Marshal. Okay, so he's kind of like a tanky character. So as you can see here, his range and melee are same thing. So if you roll a melee hit or a ranged attack, you have to roll 4 or better. He gets 2 combat dice for melee. He gets a max grit of 2. These are his the dice he gets for checks. He has initiative of 4, so he's slightly slower than the Saloon Girl. It also kind of sucks because a lot of the enemies are faster than him, so when I've gotten into situations, you have to wait for him to show, get his turn off. So now he's pretty well-rounded here. 10 health, 10 sanity, defense is +3, willpower is +4. So same thing. If he takes a physical hit, he has to roll a 3 or better to avoid damage. Willpower, same thing. Now he gets a shotgun to start with, so we're gonna bring that out real quick because that's kind of important to his character. So he is different because with his shotgun, instead of a D6, he rolls a D8. So he's really feast or famine with his shotgun, but he gets crits on 6, 7s, or 8s, so he can really mow down opponents if he's rolling well. And what makes him even better is once per turn when you kill an enemy with a shotgun, you gain +1 shot with that shotgun. So that means pretty much he gets to go again. Okay, so then, so again, I'm playing with him. So he also gets, his starters are the shotgun and the U.S. Marshal badge. Okay, so the U.S. Marshal badge is once per adventure, you give all heroes +2 shots with a gun or +2 combat they choose during their next activation. And then I took Cleaning Up the West. This has been really helpful. So anytime you kill an enemy, you may heal 1 wound and 1 sanity and gain 10 XP +1 max crit. This has been really nice. It's really saved me a couple times. And then his personal journal, +1 spirit, +1 lore, and he gets 50 bonus experience at the end of adventures. That one's been pretty nice. The bonuses to the rolls is kind of, it's helped me a couple times, but it's kind of like a whatever type of thing. Oh yeah, this is the female version of the Marshal, but honestly, like, I haven't run into a lot of situations where I've needed to do it, and a lot of the checks are hard to do. So let's look at our next hero. This one I haven't used yet, but this is one I'm really looking forward to. So this is the Bandito. So to hit, he gets 2 combat, 2 max grit. I think they're all going to have that. Range +5, so he's really not going to be good at range. I'm going to have to remember that. Melee is +4. He's got, these are his die, of course. Initiative 3, so he's average. Based on the enemies, he's going to go last a lot. 16 health, that is the most of any starter. +4 defense, that's not bad. That's a 50 shot of avoiding damage. I'm used to rolling a +3 on that, so we'll see how that goes. And then his sanity is an 8 with a +5 willpower, so he's not going to do good with horror. And then his ability is wild card. You may recover a grit on a move roll of 1 or 2. And then the starting item is a pistol. So I'm a little slightly disappointed in the Bandito because I was really excited based on the look. I think it'll be fine using the Bandito. That's the female Bandito. Actually, I really want to get the pack because she looks awesome. And he's been I was a little disappointed because he feels a little more half-baked than the other ones, so I don't know. We'll see. I do want to use them because I want to use them with the Drifter so they can be like buddies. Okay, so the last of the starting heroes we have is the Gunslinger, and I really want to try this one because he's much more less well-rounded than what I'm using. So combat 1, so he only gets 1 melee dice. Max grit 2. Range +3. So with the gun, the Gunslinger is going to be really good. So he's going to hit a lot. Melee +5. So he's not a good melee fighter. These are the dice for checks. Initiative 6, so the quickest of the characters. Wow, he's really strong. Maybe I should have done the Gunslinger. Okay, 10 health, 12 sanity, so that's pretty well-rounded compared to everyone else. They seem to be working off of a base of about 22 points. 22 points. I think the Bandito actually has. Yeah, the Bandito has 24. So 20 to 24 points between them. Defense +5, so you're not going to want the Gunslinger to take many hits. Willpower is +4. So this is like kind of your DPS, glass cannon type character looking at it. This one I should have gotten it. This guy has his own little thing. He has a little like revolver that you can put bullets in, and the bullets get better over time. So he has like a special ability when he's shooting. So his ability Quick and the Dead. Use the 6-shooter template. It starts each game fully loaded with 6 Deadeye shot bullets, and you can upgrade those as the game goes. And this is the female gunslinger. Pretty cool. I actually need to get that other pack because I like the look of the characters. Okay, so we're gonna look at the enemies. The cards are a little different here. The cool thing about the enemies, though, is when your characters start leveling up, if you're doing a campaign, they have a brutal side, which is stronger, to kind of make sure the game doesn't get too easy. But we're just going to focus on the green side here. Okay, so this size is medium, so there's different rules based on the side. So like if a character is large, it can push other characters out of the way. Initiative 2, so these are really slow. Smash, this really sucks. Tentacle to hit rolls on 6+, ignore a hero's defense. So these things kind of hit hard. The tentacles are a pain in the butt. Okay, range, it's a melee attacker. Move, it moves 6 spaces. Its escape it has to roll better than a 4. To hit, it has to roll a 4 or better. Combat 3, and then damage 3. Its defense is 2. Its health is 4. So let's explain what this is. Okay, so combat here. This is how many dice it rolls. It's how many d6 it rolls. So this thing is going to roll. If you come up against a single tentacle, it's going to roll 3 dice, and any hit of 4 or better is going to be a hit. Now, if you fail to like let's say this guy attacks with 3 combat dice against the gunslinger here. Okay, so let's say he rolls 3 4s. So then the gunslinger would roll a dice against each of those hits, and a 5 or a 6 would save him from taking the damage. Now, if it hits, it's going to do 3 damage. Now, likewise, we'll bring the gunslinger back out here. So let's say the gunslinger hits this guy. Let's say he takes a shot and he rolls like a 3, and then say he rolls a 6. So that 6 would be the damage minus the defense here, so it would be 4 damage, and then this has a health of 4. So he would kill that on a 4, and he'd get 30 experience. And then what happens is when you get an encounter, you roll a special dice. So you'd get any number of tentacles. And then this elite chart here, so what happens if you run out of models, you have to roll on the elite chart, and something tells you to roll elite. So you would roll here and then add this ability to it. So like if you rolled a 6, it would be swift, so that initiative would go to 4. So it just makes them deadlier and nastier. Okay, so we have the Strangler here. These really suck, actually. Okay, so initiative of 4, so it's kind of fast. Move 6, escape 6. So it can't really pull away. Melee plus 3, so it's going to hit quite a bit. Its combat's 4, so it gets 4 combat dice. Damage 1, so if it hits you, it's going to do 1 damage. Its defense is 2, and its health is 3. So they're not too bad to kill, but this is where they get tricky. So Ensnare, Strangler to hit rolls of 6+ count as 3 hits each. So that means if this thing rolled a 6 on one of its dice, you have to make 3 defense checks. So that's you get 25 experience for killing one. To get to level 2 is 500 experience, just as an FYI. So we have the Void Spiders. You tend to see these in mass, and you see them a lot. They are kind of annoying because the one thing you'll notice about this game is a lot of these creatures on their own aren't super dangerous, but the volume is where it gets dangerous. So initiative 6, they're usually going to go first. They're small. So their move is 8, so they move really fast. Their escape's 4, so these things can move around quite a bit. Melee 4, so it has to roll a 4 or better. Combat 2, so it gets 2 combat dice. It does 2 damage if it hits, which kind of sucks. 3 health, but it has no defense, so they're pretty easy to kill, and you get 10 experience. You tend to see them in clumps, and I think some of the encounter cards throw a lot of them at you. I think sometimes you have to roll the enemy dice twice, so they can get kind of ugly real quick. But like I said, you can usually cut them down pretty easy. But if they start hitting you, the damage adds up quick. I think they did mess up my Saloon Girl pretty bad. So the Night Terrors, They're large, so what that means is they can push the smaller enemies out of their way to get at you. So, like, sometimes, and I've had some luck, like, being in a small hallway, it actually slows the enemies down and they can't get to you so easily. Okay, so its initiative is 3. So usually your heroes are going to go first, and I've only seen one of these, and I like desperately attacked it and got it killed pretty quick. Move 5, escape 3. Melee is +5, so it doesn't hit very much. Its combat, it gets 4 attack dice, does 4 damage if it hits you. Then it has 12 health and 3 defense. Then it has experience 10 +5. So this +5 each means each wound you put on it, you get 5 experience. So you can get a lot of experience off of this really quick if you do a lot of damage to it. So if you did 8 damage to this, you get 40 experience. Terror 2, a hero starting their activation on the same map tile takes 2 horror hits. So you have to make 2 horror checks to not take damage off of this guy. So he is quite scary to run up against. Okay. So then there's the Targa Pylons. I haven't seen these yet because I'm still playing with the basic rules, so I have not gone to the Targa plains yet, or plateau. I'm sure I'll see these when it comes in. So its initiative's 4, so it's pretty good. Range +3, so these can attack at range. 4 defense, 8 health, 15 +5, so it's like the other thing. Immobile, Targa Pylon cannot be moved in any way. Stonework, critical hits only reduce a Targa Pylon's defense to 2 rather than 0. Burning laser, ranged attack, 12 range, 1 shot, damage 2. Each of a Targa Pylon's ranged hits count as D6 hits. So those look annoying. We'll see how that goes. And I have not seen this one either because he just does not come up yet. And I dread seeing this one. Okay. So initiative 2. So super slow. Extra large. So extra large are usually bosses. So this is kind of the boss that comes in the base set. Move 6. Escape +4. Melee +3. So he's going to hit a lot. 3 combat dice, 3 damage. So that's not terrible. 3 defense, 18 hit points plus 4 per hero. So if I run into him, he's going to be 26 hit points because I'm using 2 heroes. Then he has that 10 +5 each for the damage, so you can get a lot of XP for killing this guy. Unspeakable Terror 3. A hero starting their activation on the same or adjacent map tile takes 3 horror hits. That's going to suck. Flailing Tentacles uses its full combat to attack every hero within 3 spaces. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Tough, immune to critical hits. So that means you can't get any hits to ignore that defense. So it's going to be really hard to whittle this down. So that is the cards for the main set. And yeah, so I'm hoping to do a video to review it, and I would like to maybe do some example gameplay. I would love to do like an actual play of it, but I need to figure out how to tape it because it takes up a lot of space. So that is it for now. Thank you for joining me. As always, see you next time.